the circumstances. Good morning. It's Tuesday, and I'm on day day 4. So this is now episode 5 of my Eastern Oregon series. So if you haven't watched the first 4 episodes, make sure you go back and catch those. So this morning I'm on my way to meet up with my cousin who lives in Nampa, Idaho, just across the Oregon border. And we're gonna do some exploring and camp tonight. Before I meet up with Craig, I'm gonna run down into the nearest town. I'm gonna get some ice because I'm running low on refrigeration, and also I apparently lost my sunglasses yesterday. Well, these aren't necessarily my first choice in style, but there was a grand total of about 6 pair of sunglasses in that little store. All right, let's go meet up with Craig.
So, this reminds me of that old joke. Why did the Mormon cricket cross the road? Okay, before you get up in arms, that's not a religious slur. These bugs are literally called Mormon crickets. They're about 2 to 3 inches long, and their migrations, often much more dense than what I've stumbled across here, are well known for turning roads into icy slick surfaces of squished, swarming insects. Alright, I've cleared the cricket crossing and am continuing toward our planned meetup spot. The route we're driving this morning is a remote yet well-groomed gravel road through an area of remarkable geological scenery. There is just nothing in western or central Oregon that compares to these imposing and vividly colored rock formations towering above us, and it just gets better and better with every turn. Well, I've had a lot of water crossings over the course of this entire trip and all of the previous episodes, and this one is no exception. We're coming up on another one here, and this is actually going to be the first time my cousin Craig has ever done any water crossing at all. So he's a little nervous.
But we're gonna walk it. We're gonna take a good look, and I think his truck will get through it okay. It's just impossible to capture the grandeur of these formations. If I get wide angle enough to show you the whole thing, it makes them look small. But if I zoom in, see a little bit better, you get a better sense of depth or whatever, then you just can't see how much of it is there.
Geology teacher friend, what causes all these little pockets in the rock?
We are now exploring our way across the backcountry towards an area I have in mind for us to camp tonight. Due to an unusually wet spring, these grasses are still vividly green and give a false sense of lush valleys and hillsides. Don't be fooled, it's brutally hot out there, and this greenery will be returning to its more common dry golden color very soon.
Not a cabin. Okay, so I saw this from satellite pictures when I was scouting this trip, and I thought it might be an abandoned cabin, but that is not what it is.
You want me to hook it up to the back until
It's not even that old. I mean, it's kind of old, but it's not even that old.
It's still early in the afternoon, but we've snagged a shady site at a free primitive campground along a creek. When I was planning this trip, I had found some potentially interesting dispersed campsites out this way, but none of them are in the shade, and I did not anticipate quite how hot it would be out here. So this tree-lined creekside site against a backdrop of striking rock formations made sense to both of us. We're taking a moment to relax after the morning's drive, cool off with our feet in the water, and do some catching up.
There's some interesting roads and more interesting rock formations nearby, but it's way too hot. It's just way too hot. So instead, we're just chilling here, sitting down by the creek, getting wet, and catching up because we haven't seen each other for a couple of years. So this is my cousin Craig. I grew up with him. We spent a lot of formative years together in our childhood, and he's like my brother. He's like the brother that I don't have.
Neither one of us have brothers.
Neither one of us have brothers. So, and he lives in Nampa, Idaho, which is not very far from here. So it was a great opportunity as long as I was this far over to meet up.
Yep. Took me about an hour and 10 minutes from my house to get to where we met up.
We're grateful to have a shady place to camp next to the creek, but there's a reason or two I prefer dispersed camping over established campgrounds. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to play Craig and Donald's Public Camping Bingo. The only game where, when you win, you actually lose. Let's take a look at our bingo card. Now, let's see how we fared today. Alright, that's a bingo in 2 directions. We won! Which means we actually lost.
So, Craig and I have just been sitting here talking for, 45 minutes, an hour? And I just came over to the car and I hear my pump is running and my water jug is completely empty. There were probably still 4 gallons of water in that jug. And there is none on the ground, which means all that water is inside my car somewhere. There's water down on the floor mat. This is wet.
What about the drawers?
Looks like nothing got into the drawer. 'Cause I wonder if some of it drained down into the spare tire well.
That'll be easy to get to.
I'm gonna have to take everything out.
Holy cow.
I'm gonna have to take everything out to see where the water is.
Oh.
Okay. And you know, I try to be conscientious about unplugging the pump and when I'm not here at the car, just in case something, and this is the one that this failed on me before, and I cut the tube and put a new one, but I'm gonna have to rethink that whole plumbing system because that's just, it's fine, I'm not gonna die. I've got extra bottles of water and tomorrow we'll be in town, I can get more water, but that could be a bad situation to lose all my water like that. I always had it in my head that even if the pump failed, I still got that huge jug of water I can take out.
Yeah.
But that doesn't do me any good if the stupid pump pumps all the water out.
You want to try and start your car? Does it work? Do you think it'd kill the battery?
Oh yeah, because we were sitting down there by the creek, and then I went and wandered around and shot video.
It's probably been 2.5 hours.
Then I came back and I have no idea how long that's been. Well, that's good at least. Yeah, how about Doesn't pick up dirt on the bottom.
Yeah. Doing stuff alone, dude. So it's like, what? A whole nother set of hands? Like anytime.
Yeah, this can go on the ground actually. It's fine.
You sure?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, the seat back that was folded down
Oh yeah, you can see it.
is wet. This is soaked.
Oh, okay. Grab.
But you can see what the suction did to that. Yeah, I won't be using that again because we know these things are very thin plastic in the corners. I would never trust that again. Oh, that's completely soaked. Oh, that's, I mean, we're just talking about how in the river I didn't get water in the car.
Nope.
And now I've got water in the car. Well, I have to, this may be a trip ender. I may just drive to Eugene tomorrow. I was gonna do
Another night.
at least one more night, and I was seriously considering doing 2 more nights.
Oh, gotcha.
Just really taking my time, making it a full week, but I can't leave it like that. I can't have that water just sitting on the, right? It doesn't feel wet there. It's wet right there though,
Yeah.
right underneath the front seat.
Yeah.
Well, this is not the campsite scene I was planning on filming tonight. Alright, for dinner tonight I've got something really special planned. We'll get set up here. I'd like to point out the versatility of my kitchen drawer build because you can take it right out and set it on a picnic table. It's really a practical way to cook. All right, I'm gonna need a pan, and I'm gonna need a can of chili. So as the sun sets over the rocks, so does the sunset on my trip. I was gonna camp at least 1 more night, probably 2 more nights on my way back west across the state. But now I think I'm just going to be driving straight back to Eugene and dealing with all of that. Well, we've got camp all broken down and packed away, and we're going to hit the road. Under the circumstances, with the loss of my water system and the existence of what must be at least 3 gallons of water inside my car, I'm going to have to cut this route short. I'm going to head back to Eugene so that I can spend the rest of my my time off dealing with what happened there. So, if you've watched all the episodes so far, thank you so much. A big thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping make this possible. And yeah, thanks for watching. there it is. We've hit the pavement, and it's a couple of days early, but time to air up and head home.